It occurred to me recently as I was thinking about the financial markets that there's a very strong possibility we're in the same situation we were in between January 2nd, 2014 and January 4th, 2016. During that time, the markets didn't do much. They went up, but a lot of volatility occurred. And by the fall of 2015, everyone and their brother thought for sure we were headed for a recession. The markets, you see, were acting funny, and people were convinced that the bull market that we'd been in since the end of 2009 was officially over and done. Then a funny thing happened. Between January 25th, 2016 and October 9th, 2019, the Dow Jones Industrial has gained a little bit better than 60%, not including dividends. And since this was shot, it's even gone up more from there. Even though most people's accounts were positive, we were bombarded all the time during that 2-year period back in 14 to 16 that the bull was dead. And many people were still making money during that time. They just weren't making as much money as they were used to. The reality is that we do sometimes go through these periods where the markets gyrate up and down and all around, and there's a bunch of gibberish made up by the journalists because they got to sell some newspapers. But this volatility is worth looking into, and some of you have decided to make some portfolio adjustments now while we're not in a recession, and that's okay. What I do find somewhat problematic, though, is that when the markets go nowhere, the best thing for investors to do might be just simply to sit on your hands. You see, most of the stocks we own are really solid American companies who continue to innovate and whose worth will be realized by investors over time. But these are also those things that gyrate back and forth, and we won't know what the true winners are until we're out of this market period that we're currently in. People often take volatility as a time to make a lot of changes in their investments, and while we are actively monitoring your portfolios, I can assure you, and trust me, in my business I rarely get to make those guarantees. But I can tell you that between now and the next election, you'll be hearing a few sound bites over and over and over again. You're going to hear things like Trump, China, impeach, Brexit, Boeing planes grounded, GM strike, loss of confidence, impeach, Trump, Brexit. You get the idea. In my opinion, however, all of that is just noise along the investment path. So here's the deal. If you're going to need your money in the next 24 to 36 months or so, please do pick up the phone and give us a call and let's talk. But if you're a longer term investor, it may be best just simply to sit tight, ignore the news, and mentally remind yourself that most of your investments are a bet on the growth and innovation of America and nothing else. When I got into this business in February 1997, the Dow Jones Industrial Average was right around 7,000, and currently it's over 27,000. I had no idea what the markets would do back then, and while I don't have a crystal ball to forecast the next 22 years, I do believe that American ingenuity should continue to advance and that the market should reflect that ingenuity. Until next time.